Hey everybody, welcome back to KF&JF podcast. Today we have a guest on our show. I am going to tell you, starts with making your mouth water. So I'm going to just let it go as that. I mean, we're so proud of you guys out there coming on the podcast and, subscribing and watching the show. We can't thank you guys enough for doing that. And we really do appreciate it. And again, we thank you for going to thejoybeloved.com and supporting us and buying those products and helping us to bring people like our guest today to the show. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from you guys. But you know how this show works. We try to get right to it. We try to get right to understanding these entrepreneurs. But first, we're going to go to our co-host.
Greetings. My name is Razak. I am the CEO and founder of United Minority Business Ventures. My purpose is to help small businesses grow. This means I will assist with the creative process and maintenance of your business. The method to achieve results is simply building a deeper relationship with your customers. I do this by forming opportunity to communicate and collaborate with your followers, subscribers, and other business owners. By using a wide range of networking tools, we will have an understanding for building your business profile. What type of social media marketing fits your productivity and availability? And then what's going to be your marketing strategy? Building your financial profile, branding your service, product, or merchandise. And together, we may also determine what type of licenses is needed to operate your business. Does your budget permit the ownership of your domain or buying into pre-existing sites that host your page? How elaborate does your business site need to be to effectively generate interest in your services, products, or apparel? And I like to drive traffic. This means managing your website. This allows me to work with you to select posts that create subscriptions, comments, and likes. I also assist by generating comments on another individual business site or page that create a dialogue of conversation directed towards your page. I also assist with the creation of the content on your media site. This will be a collaboration of ideas that will reflect on your brand and your work ethics, and the community's need to know what you have to offer them to bring a better quality of comfort to their lives and lifestyle. I can also assist with the writing of content, directing your videos, the editing process, and publishing them on various sites for marketing purposes, advertising, and promotional value. And I'd like to say I can't wait to dig in with this Jamaican love.
Man, you used that word, didn't you? Dig in, man. It's right there. It just starts things off the right way. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just have this guy introduce himself and tell you what he's about. What is he doing?
Well, I do Jamaican food. It's basically street Jamaican food, authentic street Jamaican food, authentic commercial street Jamaican food. That's what I do.
Okay.
I'm not worried about all that now, but who are you, man? Who's doing that Jamaican food? You just a Jamaican guy just jumped out on the streets? I know you got a name. You got what's all that about?
Well, Mike. My name is Mike. And yeah, I guess you could just say that. Oh. You could say I just jumped out in the street. You could literally say that. You could literally say that.
Just jumped out there.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, when you talk about just jumping out there on the street. So let me ask you this. We're gonna start this off, man, by just saying, you know what? appreciate you for coming on and everything. But what's
All
the
right.
defining moment, man? What defined the fact that you getting out there? How did you come about starting this business?
Well, I always cook. Like I always cook. I've been cooking since I was 9 years old. I've been cooking, but I never thought I would be like cooking like this. And I was like, I cook and I gave somebody some food, you know. He's a he be at the swap meet, you know, his name is Identity. He'd be at the swap meet, and I was like, I posted on my Instagram. And he was like, yo, let me get a plate. And I gave it to him. And he posted on his Instagram. And everybody just started hitting me up. He posted and he tagged me. And somebody hit me up and it was like, how much? And I was like, what? And I went and I meet him and I gave him a plate. And I sold that plate. And I was like, wow, this is good. You know, and that's how it started, just like that.
Wow, man. You know, if everybody can just start just like that doing business, man, you know, half of our community, we have all our wealth back, and we can just
I said it start. I didn't say it was like, you know, like that. I said that's how it started. You asked, and I said how it started.
Oh, okay. So talk a little bit about what some of the other passions that you ran through and trying to start up your business that you had to, you know, learn about yourself, you know, to become the type of entrepreneur you are today.
I had to learn to take criticism. I have to learn to be patient. I have to learn to like listen to other people, especially in this business. It's more than just cooking. And I thought I knew it all. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna light a fire and start cooking, and that's it. That cooking is not nothing. The paperwork, the whole thing behind it, is I had to learn all that. And in the beginning, it wasn't easy. When you got the wrong people guiding you, it's crazy. But it worked out where I found the right people to guide me now. The right people. So I had to learn. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. But it wasn't easy.
Well, you know, we've learned a few things from people in the business of being an entrepreneur, and everything is okay to do when you're just doing the hobby or what you love. It's when you have to do that business part of
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the things you had to do or in the beginning of your business that was, you know, a challenge for you?
The paperwork. The paperwork. If you don't know what a TFF mean, the paperwork is crazy. It's crazy. And sometimes the people that's in the office don't even know what they're talking about. So it's like, it's hard. They don't, because you go there and say you want to get a business license to do something. They say, well, you can't get that because that. And they don't even know what they're talking about. You know, if you don't have the right person guiding you doing this, oh my God, it's crazy. But the paperwork is the most challenging till this day, till now, the paperwork. I'm tired of filling out TFF form. Every event is different. It's crazy, but it's all a process. But once you get to it, it's easy. But it's not, you know, you be like, I don't want to do it. You're going to be like, I don't want to do that. But you got to do it.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that form is and what does it allow you to do?
The TFF form is that like health department. It basically, you got to fill out how you cooking the food, where the food coming from, you know, your 3-compartment sink, you know, how you keeping your food, why you on site, all that. They want to know, health department want to know all that. And each city is different. Each event, they got different rules. For instance, I went to Long Beach to do Grand Prix in Long Beach, and I couldn't even use styrofoam plates. And it's crazy. So it's all a learning process.
You can't use styrofoam plates.
No, because you can't use plastic. No plastic. It got to be eco-friendly.
Oh man. Yeah. I can believe that.
Ooh, that's got to be. So does it take you longer when you got an event going and you're getting ready to set yourself up to try to get in that event? Do you have to give yourself months in advance notice, time frame to get all the paperwork, or can you do that in a week before the
No,
event?
no, I think they got 30 days to get all your paperwork in. You got, like, I'm planning for next month. Where we in now? We in July? I'm planning for next month event. It takes time. You can't just get up and be like 2 weeks ready, boom, down. It takes time.
Wow, that is got to be a big part of being an entrepreneur, is being able to learn how to balance your time and also balance your emotions. How do you deal with that in the food business? Because there's a lot of things, sale, not selling, providing enough food, getting the food out that you want. How do you deal with that emotional part of the ups and downs of the business?
Well, that's a good one, because it's not every event gonna hit. Not every event you're gonna sell off. And what I do is, when I don't sell off, I bring the food back and I feed the homeless when I don't sell off. But it's like, you never know what's gonna happen. You could go to an event and you'd be like, this is gonna be a weak event, and that event be so crazy. And you go to an event, it's big. I have an event that I did, like, big event with a lot of people, and it was like nothing. I didn't sell nothing. I didn't even sell what I put into it. So it's kind of tricky. You just got to pick the right event and hopefully it go well.
Wow, and that's that's the big part of the food industry and the food business, and taking on the responsibility of taking on these big events. Have you had events like you've been to that you just got so much attention that you misjudged it in a way where you was like, man, I should have done X, or was it that you were happy that you got rid of everything?
Yeah, it'd be an event like that. Like, for instance, they had a Juneteenth in Hemet. And I'm like, okay, it's Hemet. It ain't, man, that was crazy. My line was long from 12 o'clock till I sold out, And versus, they had a big country festival for 2 days in Marietta Country Festival. And I didn't do nothing. I was there sitting down all day. So it depends. It depends.
Man. Well, I guess country people don't like Jamaican food, huh?
It ain't bad. I don't think that was drunk enough.
They don't have no country Jamaican music, huh? That's what it was. That's what it was. Say, okay, so we know how you started, right? So how you say you started, but what actually inspired you to pursue an actual career, like a whole business in the food industry?
Honestly, how I started, that person, I'm not even gonna throw him on the bus or call his name. He motivated me so I can, I gotta make it. I gotta make it. That's all. It's simple. That's it. To be honest with you, and I believe in what I'm doing. If I ain't believe in what I'm doing, I believe in me. If I ain't believe in me, I would have been quit this, been done. But I got to make it because of the way I started.
Right. That was the best answer you could have had right there. You believe in yourself. That's why you start. I don't think we heard anybody actually put it that way. But that is the best way to explain it. You believed in yourself. You believed in what you was doing. I like that answer right there. Can you share with us your favorite recipe or dish that you love to cook?
Everything I cook, I love to cook. Oxtail, jerky. If I don't like it, I wouldn't cook it. Everything I put on my menu is something that I love. I don't put nothing on my menu that I don't love. So that's a hard question. If you're talking about my top seller, oxtail and then jerk chicken and then jerk mac, and then the beef patty. But everything I put on my menu is something that I love to cook. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna cook it. I'm not gonna cook it just because this is Jamaican food and that's what you want. No, I'm gonna cook it because I love it. And when I say street commercial Jamaican food, street commercial, authentic street commercial Jamaican food. I don't get deep into it. Like, you're not gonna come to me and get like ackee and sawfish in the morning for breakfast. You're gonna get street commercial. When you think about a Jamaican food, that's what you're gonna get when you come to me. For the people who never been to Jamaica, don't know nothing about Jamaica, got an idea, they'll be like, oh, I want to try a jerk chicken because that's what they know. That's what you're going to come to me again. When you come to me, you're going to get authentic, how it's supposed to be.
Right. Okay. All right.
Mm.
How do you stay up to date with the latest food trends and techniques, or does that even apply to Jamaican food?
It does not apply, because the thing is, I don't go into fusion. I stick with the genuine, the basic. I stick with that. I don't go into fusion, nothing. The most the most thing I do that I could say normally not Jamaican is the jerk mac and cheese. Everything else I do is from my ancestors, their ancestors, their ancestors. It's coming from there.
I heard that. Yeah, tradition. Right.
Yeah.
All right, traditional. What is your most memorable experience that you had so far working working these vending shows?
The most memorable experience is
what's the story that you always tell? Like, hey, this happened right here.
Boy, it's a lot of them, man. But the best one?
What's that?
Is to see the person who I started out with came to my booth and had to buy my food. That was the most memorable for me, because they never expect that to happen. That's the most best one for me.
Well, so he came. So the first guy that you first threw your plate, then he came once you had your vending booth or something.
How I started out after I started out was getting into this street food thing. Mm-hmm. I had started with somebody. They were supposed to guide me and all that stuff, but it didn't work out. And they was basically just for themselves. And when they see that it wasn't working in the direction they're going to, they just left and just that's it. And I kept doing it. I kept doing it because I didn't have no idea what I was doing. But I kept going. Because I wanted him to see me. I wasn't going to stop until he see me. I wasn't going to stop. And the day he they say in Jamaica, you can't beat him, you better join him. I was doing an event and it's crazy. And I saw the same person walked up and was like, yo, let me get a jerk chicken and let me get a patty. And that right there was something that I know that I'm doing something right. I got to be doing something right.
Got to be doing something right. Let me ask you, since coming from Jamaica, it's authentic, traditional Jamaican food. How does the family incorporate into your business?
My family is you see my kids, right? Last year there was my intern, meaning they're working for free, and it's different because now they actually get paid, so, they get to see a different part of me. They get to see me doing something that one day they will sit back and they will see how it started and how where it is. Because the whole object of me doing this is to be the first street pop-up franchise Jamaican food. That is it. Okay. So the next person that wants to do this, they don't go through they don't have to go through the stuff I go through. So when I give them the blueprint to this, it'd be very easy. So that's my whole thing. So that's why I'm hands-on with everything.
Right. And with that, because I know you said paperwork and you had to keep filling out these paperworks, you incorporated the family into it. Now you're teaching them the business. So what do you think is the most important aspect of running a successful restaurant or food business?
Is to prepare for what's going to happen before it happens. Prepare for what's going to happen before it happens. Don't sit and wait and think everything runs smooth. Prepare for what's going to happen. For instance, we could be in the field and the wind could be blowing till the tent blow away. And you're just sitting there. You got to prepare for that.
Right. Give us an example in your business dealings where you had to, incorporate, a different kind of mindset? Because you said you started out a certain way, then you started doing business, and you wasn't familiar with the business. You're still learning the business. So give us an example of that same structure of doing good business, and maybe somebody gave you negative criticism, or gave you they steered you wrong.
They ain't steer me wrong. They for instance, your taxes. You got to be on top of your taxes. You got to be on top of you got quarterly tax. You got to be on top of your taxes, and that's very important. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them. And it's like, I wanted, when you meet somebody and they doing their thing, they're going to input that in you. And all you're going to do is see that way, how they doing it. But there's different ways of doing it than how they do it. That's how they doing it. That don't mean that's the right way. Because at first I wanted a food truck. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't want no food truck, and I want a restaurant. No, I don't want no restaurant. I want to continue to do pop-up because I own everything. I'm not working to pay for overheads and stuff like that. I own my equipment. I own all that. So versus you have a whole restaurant, there's a lot of overhead in that.
Yeah.
So their way of doing it probably is not gonna, be your way. You just got to figure out your groove, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I mean, well, in the sense of expansion or getting more popular, would you just have a bigger tent or more tents, or?
I just be able to I have a big enough team where I can be in 5 places one time.
Right.
That's it. That's why I want to create this box. It's a blueprint of being a pop-up, so anybody can come and it'd be so easy for them. They won't have to go through the headache I went through and still going through.
Yeah, I know that much. Okay, so Jamaican Love is the name of the thing. It's authentic, traditional Jamaican food. How do you approach sourcing the ingredients for your dishes, and what factors do you consider?
Okay, I'm tell you, my season comes straight from Jamaica. No if and but about it. No cutting corners.
Right.
Straight from Jamaica. My seasons are straight from Jamaica. It come from Kingston, Jamaica. It's a place called Carnation Market in Jamaica. Straight from Jamaica. I don't use no local season. My season comes straight from Jamaica.
Okay. How do you is there any pressure or stress involved with working in the fast pace? Well, I know you said sometimes it was slow, but when it picks up and you're really going, is there any pressure that you go through, and anxiety in running the business when it's fast paced, when it picks up?
It's fast. It's gonna be fast, and but you got to learn how to keep calm in a storm. You're gonna have to learn. That's what you want. You want it to pick up and be fast. That's what you want.
Okay.
So you have to learn how to keep calm and just work.
Keep calm and keep working. Keep going.
That's what you want. You want to be busy. You want long lines.
I'll say, yeah, that was sure. Okay, can you share? Did you have so you with your family? Can you share we had a fast paced moment. Was there something that happened to you while you're in your business that was a funny moment that you could just laugh about now, that was a mishap or an accident? Say you found out a dish that was on accident, or you slipped, or how did something that just pops into your head right now? It's okay, I can laugh about that.
I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny at the moment. I was doing a big event, and I had the oxtail, and the oxtail was in the freezer, and the freezer wasn't plugged in. We got to the event, big event. I'm telling you, big event, and the oxtail was my star at this event. The oxtail spoiled. I couldn't even sell it. I can laugh about it now, But man, it was crazy. It was. I was selling jerk chicken all day though.
Jerk
I was
chicken.
selling jerk chicken all day.
Something made up for it. Something made up for it.
Man, but I could laugh about it now. But man, I never forget that. You know, you learn from stuff like that. Because I put the oxtail in the freezer and I ain't checked the freezer wasn't plugged in, and I couldn't blame nobody but myself.
Right.
You know, and worse, I couldn't blame nobody. I was even madder. You know.
He was even madder. He couldn't yell at nobody.
Couldn't yell at nobody. Like I tell people, when you do stuff my way, you ain't got to worry if you go wrong. But if you don't do it my way, it's a problem.
Yeah. Commander in Chief.
Wow, that's great, man. That's one of those things that, you know, we need to teach our you know, people that are coming up in the entrepreneurial business and trying to start their own business, about taking the responsibility and how to balance that so that you can get something done. One thing I like what you were talking about was, like, to me, I considered it the Jordan rule, right? You know, one of the things about the Jordan rule to me is that somebody, if you're in business or you have a particular business, somebody that you want to be able to show that, hey, you know what, you're gonna come to me. I know you're gonna come to me later on, because I know I'm doing the right thing. And he just gave me that extra little bit of motivation to say, you know what, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make this business work regardless of what you think or what you were trying to do. And I talked a little bit about how you came to do that with the person you talking about that came to the restaurant. I mean, came to your pop-up and ordered, you know, some jerky chicken. And you already knew the minute that he stepped up there, it's almost like Jordan would say, "Got you," you know.
You know, that was something that day, man. I was like, man, I know I'm doing something right, because I shouldn't even be there, but I'm there, and you're gonna see me. So just come on over and buy a plate and just, you know, call it a day.
Call it a day.
You get rid of your emotions and say, hey, man, you know what? You know you were wrong, but I'm not holding it against you. But you know, no, you know.
No, you don't gotta do that. Once you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a powerful thing, man. Once you said it, I wrote down. I said Jordan rule. Tell me a little bit about, you know, you got your mother, your father, and your family and everything. Explain a little bit how you use some of their techniques in the food that you cook. I know everything is Jamaican born and everything, but is it something about what they were doing when you were younger that you incorporate, the way you cut it, how you season it, how much seasoning you use? Do you incorporate any of their style in yours?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been cooking for a minute, and I just keep cooking till right now I get it right. Like I don't measure my seasoning. When I season up my meat till my ancestors say stop. That's it. I don't, you know, I just been cooking for a minute till I got it right now. That's it. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you my mother did. My grandmother teach me how to cook from I was in Jamaica. And then when I came, I was cooking from my mother because I already knew how to cook. But I never knew that I'd be doing this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't set up be like, yeah, I'm gonna be cooking one day. No. This is just happened overnight, and that's it.
Wow, that's you know, that's a blessing for some, you know, to happen to certain people, you know. So I see that as something that, man, it's got to be amazing to have that come to you so naturally, because not everybody know how to cook. And one of the ways you know how to cook is when you don't have to, you know, measure how much seasoning you put in. You know immediately by just the motions of your hand. You know, motions of your hand. Okay, that's enough. You know, you shake your hand. That's enough salt. You know, because everything works out because you've done it so many times. You already know the pattern, so to speak, to making the food and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you deal with some of the people that are around you? You know, and not everybody rides on your ship. You know, like you were talking about the guy that came to the event and purchased from you. Are there other people around you that you have to deal with sometimes that not riding on your ship, your kids, your family, or other people you just got to keep moving, even regardless of them riding on with you?
Look,
the business that you're doing?
At the end of the day, It don't matter who you are, what you're doing. Everybody ain't gonna be with you. I don't care what you. You're not. Everybody ain't gonna be cheering for you. As long as you know that, you're all right. I don't care if you're riding with me. I don't care. That's you. You know what I mean? End of the day, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, dang, I messed up. I should have been on that train. Because like I told you from the beginning, I believe in me. I might not be the best cook out there. I'm not saying I am. But my marketing, what I'm doing, you're not gonna outshine me when it comes to that.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me my food don't taste good. You're not. You cannot tell me that. I know my food already tastes good. I don't care who you are. So, you know, that's it.
Ooh, boy, I hate to be on the other side of that, man. Somebody telling me, man, your food, what you talking about, boy? You better go somewhere.
You cannot convince me my food doesn't taste good. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. See that, you know, and that's the attitude you gotta have too, because this is a representation of you and who you are, and by somebody offending you in that way, that's personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's personal, and I know that from my experience in that industry. So I think that's what are one of the life lessons, you know, besides some of the little things that you've learned. What are some of the bigger life lessons you've learned in the presentation of, you know, being the front person for your business? You know, you're the person everybody's looking at. You're the owner. You're the person responsible. You're the one that's got to pay the bills. What are some of the lessons you've learned in establishing yourself in that role?
Well, one thing is you got to be people friendly, and you got to learn to take criticism from other people. You know, and you're not always going to be right. You're not always going to be right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of those things not everybody can, you know, deal with as a business owner. You know, I'm not always right. Razak tell me I'm not always right. Definitely, I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So you know, having to be able to understand those things and being the person that's in front for your business in that way, that's sometimes a hard thing to do and to learn, right? So and learning those things and everything. Are you looking at new things to do with your business? Is it things that you're trying to do now that you're trying to change in your business, whether it's building a bigger tent, better advertising? What are some of the things that you're finding out on these big events that you're doing that you're trying to change midstream?
The only thing I want to do change is to duplicate me. That's it. Duplicate me. That's it. So I can be at different events and it'd be the same thing you get. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's hard about it for you? Is it just finding someone? I know you can't duplicate yourself, but is it? You know you gotta grow, man. You know you gotta grow some kind of way. You know you want more content. Somebody gotta trust. You gotta trust somebody, man.
I'm not the easiest person in the world to get along with. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not. I am not. You know, you gotta have strong. You got to be strong to be around me. You know, my method may not be right, but as long as you're around me, you understand me. You see that, you'll get it. But it's people out there, and in due time, God gonna put them in my path. That's it. Everybody that I have met to come this far had came in my path to get me where I'm at. They had that was their job. That's it.
Right.
I see that as a blessing too, because sometimes you get people that run through your path. They're your path for a reason, whether or not that's specifically to help you or specifically to teach you. But that's the path that they're in, and to succeed in helping you move your business forward. So, what is one of the things that you would like to do as far as equipment wise? Is it some equipment that it would enhance your business and maybe allow you to have a little bit more free time? Is it some things that are you looking out there in the trend in the future that, man, I'd like to have this big piece of this or something that's going to help you?
Yeah, because even right now, what I would like to have a trailer where it would be much easier for me to cook out of the trailer on spot. versus I have to go there early in the morning and start cook. When I'm at the trailer, it's less. Even when it comes to inspection, with a trailer on site, it's much easier. It's much easier. You know, that's it. And you know, some stuff, like I said, some stuff I'm learning as I go. So, you know, but as far as I see right now, it's just a trailer where I can just cook on site. But I'll still be a tent. I'll still be a tent in front of me, but I have a trailer to cook. You know, it'd be much easier.
Right.
Yeah, I see businesses out there that have that, you know, flexibility in their, you know, being able to do their food, because they have that, basically that house to be able to do everything in, and whatever you do outside of that is just you know, it's just to enhance what you're getting out of the prep, the prep trailer. And I know they're pretty costly out there to do that. Is that something that you are working on, or is there something that you find that it's just going to be, you know, maybe you're going to end up with 2 tents in 2 separate places at the, you know, same time, or you just working strictly on trying to get that piece of equipment?
Yeah, well, that's a must. That and the tent is a must. You know, that's a must. That is something that's a must. That's what I'm working on now. I have mastered the tent pop-up thing. I have everything that I need to come and do a pop-up.
Yeah, that breaking down, man. That breaking down ain't no joke, man. That breaking it down. And once you get that done, you got that master, breaking everything down to get it out of it.
You see, with the trailer, you ain't got to worry about all that.
Right.
You just pull it and go.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's almost like having a truck, though, right?
No, I don't want no truck.
I mean, but that's sort of like,
yeah, it's sort of like that.
It's sort of like a truck, but not really a truck. Yeah. It's a trailer, though.
Yeah, the reason why I don't want no truck, because doing these events, I get to see where the tent can go. Sometimes trucks can't go there.
Okay.
And to interact with the people more, I go to an event where there's trucks there, and the tents are getting more customer than the trucks.
Right, you know, because you can actually see inside the tent what's going on.
You can interact with the people. It's like, instead of you all the way up there, I don't want no truck. That's why, you know, and it's like, you know, it's just to have the truck, the trailer, where I could just get up and go. I don't have to break down and all that stuff, because everything is there. Because when I'm breaking down, is my cooking equipment. That's what I'm breaking down. And that's already in the trailer. So I'm just going to hitch on and go. That's it.
It sounds like a barbecue pit and stove, I guess, on the trailer right there.
Hold on a minute. I don't barbecue. I jerk. I jerk.
Explain that. Explain that.
Explain that. Yeah.
Well, jerk is like smoke, basically. You know, you smoking the chicken. The chicken is, you know, you marinating the chicken 48 hours or even more. You know, and barbecue, I'm not going to sit up here and explain barbecue to you, because I don't know how to barbecue. I jerk. I can tell you how jerk go.
You're smoking it. So you're preparing it like what, 20 hours, 10 hours before you.
The more you marinate, it's seasoned marinate, the better it tastes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. We're gonna run into you one day. We're gonna get us a plate.
Wow. So as you do all this, I'm gonna pass it to Razak after this question, if you don't mind. Is there a hobby or something that you're doing out there outside of your cooking game? Is there something else you're doing, or is cooking life?
This is my hobby. I told you, I believe in me. This is my hobby. I sleep, I eat. This is what I do.
Man, this is a hobby. This is it.
This is it. This is my hobby.
Right on.
You gotta love something. If you don't love it, then you know you gotta love this. If you don't love it, you give up. This is my hobby. This is it.
Is there another business that you operate or work?
This is it.
This is it.
Jamaica Love is it.
100. 100. Everything goes in 100. Shoot. Well, I'm passing off to Razak right now. I think he's got something for that 100. It's kind of like what we want to do. We want to make it 100.
Yeah.
Teach us how you do that.
Say, okay, well, let me ask you this: is how do you approach? Not how do you approach, because you already told us about what was going on, but Is there a certain dish, something on your menu that has a story behind it, or that invokes a specific emotion or feeling?
I mean, it's not no story behind it. You know, it's very simple. Like I said, everything I cook, I've been cooking it for a minute. I've been cooking for a minute, so now I got a routine. It's very easy. I could close my eyes and cook my food. You know, everything I cook. There's no story behind it. It's just like I've been cooking it for a minute till now I cook it where it tastes good enough where, you know, sometimes some people cook and they can't eat their food. I can eat my food now. So I've been cooking it for a minute where it's like, okay, somebody could enjoy the food, you know.
Okay, well, say like you said, your oxtail is like your oxtail is your one of your bank. Like, what would be the story behind why that one is the most sold one or something like that? You know, or is that, you know, what is behind that being the bestseller type stuff?
Number one, who doesn't like oxtail? And then after you taste my oxtail, then you be like, oh yeah, this is it. So there's no, you know, it's that simple. Everybody like oxtail, you know, and everybody got a different way of preparing it. Everybody oxtail tastes different. When you taste my oxtail, you're gonna be like, okay, this is it. I have so many people come up to me and was like, it better taste good. It better taste good. I say, okay, you know, I don't ever blink because I know it tastes good. I say, you be back. You be back. And they come up to me like, yo, don't get me wrong. I had people like, they must have, one or two people, they woke up on the wrong side of the bed and would talk. They give me a bad review, but that's what they're supposed to do. You can't please everybody,
Right.
you know. But that's it.
That's it. Okay, so say you're getting ready for an event. You're getting your stuff. You know, smoked it out. What type of traditional? Okay, it's traditional food, but is there like a ritual that you go through before you get into cooking the food? Is there?
Yeah, you gotta. Well, first of all, I can give it like the jerk chicken. I have to clean it. I have to season it up. You know, there's a lot go behind the scene before I get to the event. You know, the seasoning, it got to be seasoned. It got to be marinated. You know, so you could get that taste. You know, how then when you taste it, you be like, that's Jamaica love. That's Jamaica love food. You know.
Did we ask you what is the meaning behind, what is the origins of Jamaica love?
It's like this. Everybody love Jamaican food, right? Everybody can't go to Jamaica, so I'm bringing the love to you. That's it. It's that simple.
It's that simple, huh?
It's that simple.
Okay. Well, I'm not too sure if I had Jamaican. Is Jamaican considered like Caribbean? Is that the right word?
Caribbean food.
Caribbean food.
Yeah.
Okay, because I used to stay in Long Beach, and I believe they had this Caribbean diner like off the I think it was, I want to say it was off of PCH, but you know, and they had all these different things, and they was just telling us it's from different areas. You know, it just kept bringing in different stuff, and you know, but I guess that would be my only experience of Jamaican food right there.
Okay.
Let's see then. Do you have a food related a mentor or role model that has influenced you through your career? Now I know we went into your where it comes from. You know, you've been cooking from 9, but is there like a mentor that you had as you was cooking and as you're doing the business now?
Yeah, like I have a friend in Baltimore. His name is Craig, and I have a baby mother in New York. Her name is Cass. Like anything I'm cooking, I could call them and I could ask them how to do this, how to do that. You know what I mean? They're gonna tell me because you know I have to learn, and they pretty good cooks. So I call them. I'm like, hey, how do you do this? How you do that? And that's it.
And they give you the info, huh?
Yeah.
You be Zoom calling, and they be cooking, and you just be watching and stuff.
I just ask them, and that's it. You know, hey, you know, I'm cooking this. What can I do to, you know, give it that taste that, you know, and that's it.
Have you ever had to, or do you, when you're making these dishes, is it do you incorporate like healthy delicious as far as like somebody who has diabetes or somebody has high blood pressure? Do you or alert or allergies to the ingredients? Do you?
Okay, as far as allergy goes, that's out of my control because people are allergic to all type of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have a guy. He does Jamaican seasoning. His name is Spice Jamaica. His seasoning is low sodium, so I just use his seasoning. You know, it's kind of hard to say it's all healthy, you know, but I try my best. Like especially jerk chicken. Jerk chicken it's healthy for you, you know. But then again, there's oxtail, you know. So it's your preference. It's, you know what you like.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Um, as far as being, I guess okay. So when it comes to ethnicity, why as a man person of color in the food industry and going to these events, have you experienced positivity or negativity in going to these events? Being a person of having Jamaican food. I mean, it's not your typical what you see all the time. You know, it's a different kind of food. You know, what I mean, do you come in? You got the accent. You know, has that ever played a part in you getting negative criticism or negative reactions out of people?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You see, once I light my jerk pan, I don't care who you are. You're gonna come over there and you're gonna be like, man, it smells good. So everybody welcome it. Everybody, everywhere I go, it doesn't matter. They welcome it. So no, I'm not getting any negative feedback in that part.
In that part, okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good though. That's good. Have you ever partnered with any other food vendors or did a collaboration of food dishes or anything like that? With another dish?
No, I haven't. No.
No. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. How do you balance the business of food vending, preparing the food with your family life? You know, is there? That's funny.
Listen, they don't balance in that. Like I told you, like what I'm doing at the end of the day, they're gonna benefit in the end. So they gotta understand this is what it takes for me to build what I'm building to get it where it needs to go. It's that simple. It's hard to balance that. Listen, I just came in from an event right now. I gotta get ready to go for another event. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, but you gotta be careful what you ask God for. Because I've been doing this for a year now, and this is beyond my dream where I'm at with it. It's that simple.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. You believe in yourself and you put it together. People are buying it. Just got to keep going.
Yeah,
Mm.
I say that again. I mean, I love what you said there. Sorry, Zach. I just have to intervene there. I love what he said there about being able to you be careful what you ask God for because you better be ready. You better be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah. Well, I got to buy. It's probably just one more question. Is how do you incorporate or do you incorporate like storytelling into your cooking or the menu development?
No, but one day my kids gonna have that story to tell how they learned the menu. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm creating that for them. They could tell the story of how I got them up doing all this that they don't want to do, and they could tell their kids how they know how to do this. Is that like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They gonna go. Why work for somebody else and they can work for Pops, huh? So you want to go out here and work for these other people? I said, but I got a business right here. Work for me. You know, put in the time right here, the family. Yeah, I can see that going on. Keith.
I'm sorry. I'm listening to you, and I love your attitude. I love what you're telling the listeners about there about the commitment, man, about what it takes. And when he asked you about the family and everything, you said, "Shoot, this is what it is. Everything I'm putting into this is about it is for you to get something out of. And so this is my life. And man, that's a lot because there's not a lot of people that know how to make that commitment. I don't care if you're cooking or running a store or whatever it is that you believe in. And so let me ask you this in that regard, how do you see your legacy? What is it about what you're doing in the legacy portion that you want to make sure you get across? And also in that, how did that play a part with you receiving legacy information from other parts of your family, mothers and your ancestry in that way?
How I see it is one day they're gonna look back and they're gonna say, "Wow, I remember when we was doing this, and how the stuff I was making them do, and all that, and now it's like so easy for them. It's so easy for them. I want to make it so they can't mess it up. It cannot be messed up. That's how I want it to be. That's how they be like, they're gonna remember how it started, and they're gonna see where it's at one day. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
When I first met you guys over there, and I saw your setup there, bro, you can't be missed. And the smell of the food that's coming over from it can't be missed. So, and putting that together with your attitude and the way you carry yourself can't be missed. So, and the fact that you also carrying forward the real, authentic, and honest view of where you come from in your food can't be missed. So, I just think that is so important to have those characteristics in a business, in a business owner. So, I'd like to ask you about a little thing we call sometimes it's a bucket list, right? It's one of those things and things that you're looking forward to doing and try to put in that bucket list so you get done as you're working through all these events. What are some of the things that are in your bucket list?
Man, one day on every corner, every city you go, one day you're gonna see a Jamaica Love there. That's it. How I look at it, every business that start from somewhere. I don't care how big you are. You start from somewhere, and all they had to do was start. So I think me starting that's it. The rest gonna be history.
No, that's right.
Powerful. That's powerful, man, because that's have you ever done an event, that was an event that wow, you had a lot of people. Like, are you planning on doing like special events such as like prisons or other types of the city or any kind of places where they specifically ask for you to be the sole vendor?
Wherever they ask me, I'm there. Wherever. I go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy answer right there, man. Ain't nothing more to that, man, than to make that real. To make that real for sure. So I know we talked about the bucket list, but where are you seeing yourself in, 4 or 5 years? I mean, I know we're talking about being everywhere and doing all that, but what realistically you see happening in the next 3 years or so as you move forward? Because you're doing a lot of events. You seem to be, every time I call you and try to check in with you, I'm at an event. I'm leaving at 2, but I'm prepared for an event. So, what do you really see that's going to be something that you're going to be like, man, you know what? I can walk away a little bit, because my kids have enough to do X, or, you always going to see yourself as right there, like looking at, hey, nah, hell no, you're not doing that right. No, get out of here. I'll do it myself.
No, eventually I see myself doing less work. That's the whole point, is to create a blueprint so it can be easy, it can be done easy. That's the whole point. You got to work smart, not hard. So I'm putting all the hard work right now, seeing all the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, so it can be easy. So I could sleep and my money could still grow.
Right.
That is the ultimate goal, right, man? Isn't that the ultimate goal? I was just telling somebody in the grocery store, but I don't know. I think I was fibbing, man. I was like, she said, "Oh, you in here shopping?" Everything. Said, "Yeah, I'm trying to make money while I sleep. I want to be making money while I'm sleeping and wake up, and money is just, I wake up in the morning. I remember when I had a eBay thing, and I would get notified in the middle of the night. Oh, you sold something. I'll answer you later. Anything that you are learning or going to school for, or trying to get into education about any other thing that you can learn to better skill yourself in the area, or are you pretty much set up the way you are? You don't think there's anything else that needs to go with what you're doing?
Oh, it's a lot more I need to learn. I'm learning, like how to get grants to do what I'm doing. It's a lot that I'm learning right now. It's a lot that I need to learn. So that's the next step, is to how to get funds to help my business grow.
Yeah, we hear a lot about on the podcast and whatnot, different people talking about these grants that are out there. They're specifically to certain communities, and sometimes they're specifically to restaurants or Black-owned businesses or minority businesses or something like that. I'm sure that that's something. I think I had one lady that talked about she got a $40,000 grant on her. She built a trailer for her. She does hair and all this stuff inside the trailer, and she just drive to the event. They come inside the trailer, get everything done, and boom, she's gone. She drove off. And I'm thinking, how did you do it? She said she got a grant. So that is the work to really have to be put into your business and things like that. So is it something that you know how to do as far as the grant, or is it something that you're looking for a particular person to do, or you're just trying to figure out all of the ins and outs of where to go and get it done?
Well, I got all the right person to teach me all that. I'm just trying to figure out the ins and outs of to get it done, where I could do it on my own.
Yeah, that makes sense, to try to get all of those things done on your own. Let me ask you: is there something about your business that we haven't talked about? Let's give you a chance to talk about your business, and then also explain a little bit to how the culture in your community love the food, and how that's all created. Because you used the word love, and you talked about people that can't go to Jamaica, and you bringing the love to them. Just talk about the community of the Jamaican family, and how that's brought into the love that you share through the food.
That's crazy, because my customer base is not my own people. My customer base is like everybody else.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's my biggest customer base. So that's crazy. And my thing is, for those people who never had Jamaican food, to when you taste the food, if you one day say you go to Jamaica, you be like, yes, this is what it tastes like. That's my thing, just to be authentic. That's it.
Right now, let me just, because I was listening to that. Well, how do you think we can address the representation and the diversity in leadership, when it comes to these Black-owned business?
Well, that's crazy. That's a good one right there, because everybody's different. Like somebody come up and approach me, they're gonna tell me I'm not approachable until you start talking to me. Then you see that, oh, okay, so you just gotta deal with it as it comes.
Deal with it as it comes. Well, just as you said, a lot of other ethnicities or something like that is more of your customer range, and I'm thinking, is it maybe a lack of education, or I mean,
No, that's like, I don't know how to explain it to you. But my biggest, you would think like, okay, that's a Jamaican pop up right there. You know, the Jamaican community gonna support. We're gonna support. It don't be like that. It don't be like that. Everybody else will come support you. Everybody else will come support you. My biggest supporter is everybody else. They love my food. You know, and that's as real as I'm gonna be. I had Jamaican come up and want to criticize, and want to tell me this and tell me that, and still be over there eating the food and criticizing me about it. You know, and I'm not. He like, you know, he tell you when he was approaching me, I was busy. I ain't got no time to be sitting there and like, you know. But you want to talk about my food and you over there eating it. I'm looking at you eating it. Bring it back then. It's that simple.
That's right. That's right. That's right, man.
That's when you be the business person now, and you know you got to be professional.
Right.
You got to be professional, and I'm learning that.
Right.
You know, so it's that simple. You know, I will go if I see, like, I have plenty of events where other Jamaicans vendors be there, and you know it's okay with me. You know, they're not stopping me. They're not taking away nothing from me. You know. People gonna buy what they want, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I think you're setting the bar, you know, just right for business owners out there, people that we bring on our show, and the attitude, like I say, and the commitment that you have makes us proud of you, man, because that's real, you know, and that's really is an important part of this show, and it's bringing people that's real about how they're going about their business and what are they doing to promote their business, and they're staying within their lane, and you're doing that by being honest, you know. And so, because I'm just going to say this, because when you were going back saying, you know, people saying I'm not approachable. When I first met you over there, right? I wasn't gonna go there, but I'm gonna go there. I told his kid, I said, I'm not gonna bother that man while he's on his grill over there, and this guy up here in the right corner up here, Razak said, man, just go over there and talk to him. Just go over there and talk to him. It don't look like he want to talk to nobody while he's cooking his food, man. But then that was my first try. Then I went back again, and then I had to go over there and, kind of talk about what I was about and whatnot. And he was like, okay, did they give you the card and all that stuff? But, it's not about, I don't know. It's just something that we have to start to take that stigma away from. You know what I mean? We can communicate with each other. We can talk to each other. We can approach each other. But it's just that it being Black-owned business, a business owner, we haven't really had that experience taught down to us. We're so we're so used to it being something where somebody's trying to not let you at the table, or don't want you to be there because they don't want you to see what they're doing and all of those different things. So I think that's something that you bring up that's an importance, and I tell you, talk to me, and here we are on the podcast. So it's one of those things that I think is real, and I like you to talk about that in a way where you have experienced it, or have you experienced it in other places, whether you were cooking or whether you just at the grocery store, or whether you being buying from a supplier, and man, they said, I'm charging him high. This brother right here, like maybe I'm gonna have to give him the right price. He might come back.
Yeah,
about that, man.
Because people tell me, and I know I'm not approachable. Like, that's why I'm not a cashier. You're not gonna see me at the cashier. I'm gonna be cooking. Because and I'm learning that.
What?
That's why I'm not the cashier.
You know what? I'm gonna say that's great, man. That's great, because I was never wanting to be a cashier, because I didn't think I would be good at it, because people would look at me, they would want to buy from me as a cashier. They gotta look at me and want to buy it. But if I put somebody else up there, they're constantly getting the sale, and people, they're getting the change back. And I'd be looking at them when I had my store. I never wanted to be the front. I just wanted to be in the back, just go count the money and all that stuff, because somebody else was better at it. But you gotta know that, though. You gotta know that as a business owner.
Yeah, you gotta, not because you own a business, know where you're good at and where you're not. And not saying I cannot be the cashier. I could be the cashier and smile all day. But you know, I know where I'm good at, and I know where somebody else is better than me at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
amen.
Everybody play their position.
Amen to that, and that's just such a good example of that. It brings me to this question, man. I got to ask you because, and I don't know if it doesn't, always address everybody, but how do you deal with mental health in that fact, man? All this pressure, all this stuff, all this, the things that you got to do to be on the top of your game and to be out there to perform for not only the customers you're trying to sell your food to, the people that are around you that are looking at you. How do you deal with that stuff up here?
That's crazy because I just focus on what I need to do to get the job done. I don't worry about what's gonna happen and this and that. I just focus on what I. For instance, if I know I need to do with inspection, I'm focusing on inspection. I'm not worried about nothing else. I'm focusing that when the health department come in, I pass inspection. When that's done, I move on to the next and move on to the next. That's it.
Wow, man. That's like I said, we're really back to the core of who you are, man, and that's that discipline, right? And that's that real factual part of who you are. That's just so powerful. And some of that, the way you're coming across is kind of like how Razak is in a way. It's the factual part of being honest about your feelings and knowing what you can and what you will do, and not everybody has that ability to do that, right? So I think that is just an important part. But my last few questions is, what excites you now? What is something that you're excited about right now?
Man, the events I be going to, when I'm at these events, I be like, wow, like this is crazy. I remember one time I was going to this event and I was driving there and I got emotional. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because I was like, I'm really going to this event. Like, how did I get here? And I feel excited for stuff like that, and that keeps me going. It keeps me going because ain't no way I see myself doing this at this level. I did not see it. I didn't even imagine it. I was selling food out of a house, I'll cook it, wait for you to call me to come deliver it. Now, I don't have to do that. Now I go, you got to come where I'm at to get my food. And I'm still working on the clientele, and it's crazy, but I'd be like, man, how did I get here? Wow, like, look where I'm at. Like, these events is crazy. I was the first. It's a place called Idlewild, and I was the first one to use charcoal grilling Idlewild because, and they was like, wow, you're the first person to do that. Nobody have not done that here. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, stuff like that, I'm like, man, one day my kids gonna be like, they're gonna see. They're gonna be like, man, he really, was doing something. And that's it.
Wow.
Well, gas and electric is different though, right?
Yeah,
it gives it a different flavor, a different technique of cooking.
Yeah, charcoal is like, is a different flavor, man. Different flavor.
You don't be using wood or nothing like that, do you?
Yeah, they got pimento wood that you use.
Mm-hmm.
People love you, man, and they love your food, and I know it must be, it's kind of Idlewild. I know they have events out there, and there's nothing but white folks out there in Idlewild with their hats and boots and stuff. So if you're out in Idlewild cooking and they eat your food, then you know what you should be telling your kids. Oh, I can't believe I'm out here doing this. Just the word Idlewild makes you seem like you shouldn't be there.
The best event that really got me speechless is when I did the Grand Prix in Long Beach.
Oh,
that right there, I was like, how did I get here? How did I end up here? You just don't get into the Grand Prix to do that like that.
Man.
So I know, like, I'm not going to tell you this is easy. It's not. I'm telling you, I want to, man, this is hard work. This is hard work. But I love what I'm doing, and I believe in me. And it's so much people that believe in what I'm doing, that behind the scene helping me, that they believe in me, you know, and it's like, I just keep going. I just keep going, and it's gonna blow. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow. Every big business that you see start from somewhere, and this is where Jamaica Love start from with me. I'm doing all the footwork, all hands-on and everything, so I know all the ins and outs of it. So the next person that want to do this, they ain't gonna have no problem because I could show them the right way, not the wrong way.
Man, I'm just so, you know, taken back by everything you've been saying, man. I'm just so, you know, just loving it. You know, what events you got coming up? What are some you're gonna want to let people know about that? Where you're gonna be? That's in the next week or two, or month?
I got that was Bill Pickett Rodeo calling me when they got cut me off. I got them coming up. I got to look and see. I got Hula Hoo San Diego the 13th and the 14th. I got Hot Water Cornbread on the 21st. I got International Food Festival on the 20. Let me see to make sure here. International Food Festival is on the 26th and the 27th of this month. You know, I got County Line Fair on the 11th of this month, you know, in Ukaipa, you know, and I got more events coming up, but they ain't locked in yet. But for this month, that's what I got.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's enough. Shit. That's money right there. You know, you getting around.
I hope so.
That's real money.
You're making it work.
In the area where, you know, we're in Temecula, Riverside, you know, Moreno Valley. We're in our neighborhood, man. We can go check you out in the next.
Yeah, I posted my Instagram where I'm gonna be at. Every event I posted in my story. You know where I'm gonna be at. You know.
Okay, well, maybe on some of those times, if we, I guess we can copy and paste or something, and you know, the events. Oh, you know what? I wanted to ask you, how do you know beforehand that an event is going on, and then how do you get into it?
Well, I met the right people. I got this other lady, her name is Mashira, and this other lady, her name is Maria. And once I met them two, my career is in their hand. That's it. They've been doing this for a minute. Everything you see about Jamaica Love, the whole setup, they tell me what to do. That's why you can see me a mile away. They've been doing this for a minute, and they've been guiding me through this. Those are my secret weapon through this. That's why I am, the places that you see me go is because of them. They the one.
And so would you say like they're like a manager for you? They get the gig for you?
They the captain of my ship. Because they get me in, they put my name in places that I would never. I'm gonna be at I Love R&B. They put my business in places I'm not there, but I'm there because of them. Any event they'll call, they'll be like, "Yo, Jamaica Love is this food vendor," bam, 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 bam. And then I get an email, "Yo, we need you to come." You know, that's it. It's simple. That's it.
Is there okay? Well, that's interesting right there. I don't think I heard of that before. Well, maybe people do that, and they just haven't never said that. But you know, is there a way is there a company name or some kind of plug you can give them? There's some way we can.
8 is enough. Mashera is 8 is enough, and Maria is Mexican Delight on Instagram. You know, and Mashera is 8 is enough on Instagram.
Okay, and they already. But see, you know, because that's what I always wonder when we go to these events. You know, I know how we got to get the word out, or we're hearing it, and we got to call them like, okay, well, you know, how many months out in advance do people are aware? You know, because I know you got to pick your spot, or do you get to pick your spots, or they just say,
well, now that you know, certain events I do now, they want to, like, for instance, for International Food Festival, you know, I get to be where I'm at because I know, you know, I've been doing it, you know, so you build a relationship with these people. You know, certain events, you got to work your way in. So they'll put you anywhere they want to. And it's like, you know, you work your way in. And that's it. It's all you building. That's it.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming by. I don't really I think we have dug off into it, man. I'm just waiting in line, man. I know I can smell the food cooking. I'm coming to get my plate pretty soon. I'm just in line right now. Coming up.
One of those guys that's standing up tall over everybody else, just looking.
One of those guys just looking like that, man. When am I gonna get to the?
She walk away with that look good, boy. Yeah. What does he get? What's that? What do you call that right there? Everybody asking all those questions about it, man. Tell me a little bit about, what we haven't talked about your business that you'd like to be able to get out on this podcast, and then, and also, can you go ahead and put together all that information as far as how to get a hold of you, what's the name, what's the email, and everything about you, and in that as well. Take your time and do that.
Yeah, well, I think we basically cover, we're going to have to do another show to cover the rest, but we basically cover the general of, Jamaica Love, and my Instagram is Jamaica Love _food. My email is JamaicaLove@yahoo.com. And my phone number, I answer my phone when you call, I answer it, is 951-590-5324. And that's how you get in contact with me. Or you could pull up at my events and you can talk to me, I'm approachable. I'm not gonna be like, and you could just have a conversation. That's it.
All right.
This is a blessing to the podcast that we were able to interview you. I mean, because I know when I saw your setup and your event, and I've had other people that were around me that was excited about you being there as well, and has tried your food. And I'm hoping to be one of those guys too, to be the unknown eater, so I can taste the food and all that as well. But man, we are so excited to and thank you for coming on the podcast, and we can't just walk away from not saying that, and tell you again, man, how proud we are because seeing you succeed lifts us all up, man. It just lifts us all up as small businesses. And when you were talking about building that platform so that people won't have to work as hard as you did to get where you are, that is passing it along, and that is a very important part of what the podcast is trying to do. And I, learning from you in that way, to be honest, to be authentic and real about who you are in your business and who you are, as far as the people around you and how you're going to work. It's an important, attribute, and it's important to everybody that has to that's starting an entrepreneurial business, man. So, any last words from you that you like to say?
No, that's it. I appreciate you, having me, and I'm sorry I gave you a hard time, and I appreciate you being persistent, and here I am now, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you for that. But that's what we all about. We be on the move, but that don't mean we're not gonna take no for an answer because we on the move. We just gotta come back around. Keep moving. Come back around and ask again, man. But like I say, thank you. Thank you so much, man.
All right.
Love you.